I've been thinking a lot about this lately. And many of us say things like, I've lost my confidence or I lack confidence. But I was wondering, maybe, just maybe, you haven't lost it or you don't lack it, but maybe it's been buried. Maybe you have forgotten where you have placed it. And the thing is, I've coached so many professionals who will come to me and say, Vanessa, I lack so much confidence, or I have completely lost my confidence. They see this happening because they think, I used to speak up. I used to share my ideas. I used to be bold in what I believe in. But lately, I have just lost that. I don't speak up. I don't share my ideas. I'm so nervous. I overthink everything. I second guess myself. I rehearse almost every sentence before I say it. And every time I hear that, I think maybe your confidence isn't gone. Maybe it's just been buried. And the thing is, it could be buried under that boss who did not believe in you. It could be buried under the ex who almost broke you. It could be buried under the lecturer or someone as part of your schooling or education who made you feel unintelligent. It could be buried by the person who told you that you were too much, that you're too quiet, that you're too this, you're too that. It could be buried under the parent who told you to keep quiet. Children should be seen and not heard. It could be buried under perfection. It could be buried because of shame that you've experienced, because of previous experiences. It could be buried. Honestly, there are so many reasons why your confidence may feel like it is completely buried. And I think specifically in some of our contexts, like your African contexts, there are specific nuances that we have. For example, you have to overly respect your elders. You don't speak unless you're spoken to. We don't really make eye contact. You always have to be extra humble and, show that humility, and that's what's really required of you. It could be that you're told that you're too loud. You don't speak so loud, don't laugh so loud, don't be too much. It could be that you try to do something, and this is for anyone, you try to do something and you're questioned as to who do you think you are. And so before we even start talking about building confidence, I want us to take a moment, take a breath, and actually think about remembering, rediscovering who we were before all of this. Let me tell you something about me. I have always been very much a light-hearted person. I love to laugh. I love to look at the bright side of things. But I quickly realized that in some of the corporate spaces that I was in, that's not necessarily a trait that is valued. And for some people, it may even come across as a weakness because they prefer the seriousness, excuse me, the tough tones, the constant complaining, very pessimistic, always look at the negative side of things, always talk about how things are not going to work out, etc. And I think slowly but surely I started mimicking that, right? I started mimicking that because I wanted to blend in, and I was trying to fit into an environment so that I could be taken seriously, so that I could get certain opportunities that I was looking for. But what I didn't realize was that the more I was mimicking other people, my confidence was almost quietly just leaving the door and getting out. And now that I'm a coach, I see that, of course, that's what happened. Because how can you expect for confidence, which is essentially trust, to grow in a place that is false, to grow in a place that is fake? And that's what I was being. I was mimicking to become someone else, but somehow expecting my confidence to grow. Of course, it's not going to grow. And it wasn't until I decided to start leading from my truth again, from who I actually was, from what my strengths were, that I started seeing the improvement. I saw the improvement in the ideas that I came up with. I saw the improvement in the way that I led my teams. It had the warmth, it had the authenticity that I was actually looking for. And if anything, I believe that the people that I have led have gone on to become even greater leaders. I was actually creating people who almost had the permission to also lead from who they authentically were, and not from the only example that they have seen, which tends to be one specific way. And so when I did that, I realized that my confidence hadn't gone away. I hadn't lost it, nor did I lack it. It was buried under me trying to be someone else. It was buried under the shame that I had, that who I was seen as a weakness, and it was buried under performance, under trying to be someone else. And that's the thing about confidence. It's not necessarily something that you're going to read in a self-help book. It's not something that you're going to catch on a podcast or by watching certain people. It's not something that somebody else can hand to you. No. So somebody telling you to be a certain way, somebody telling you to be someone that you're not, it is not going to be handed to you that way. Your confidence is your trust, and you trust the person that you are, you trust the person that you know. So it is you at your core. Your confidence will be the unmasked, unapologetic version of you that actually shows up and makes a true impact. So here's what I want for you to do this week, and just try it out. Number one, I want you to journal and ask yourself this question: where did I lose my confidence? When did I stop trusting myself? When did I start valuing my contributions, my presence, my voice? And name the places, name the people, name the situation, name the experiences. When did it start for you? When did you start thinking, actually, I'm losing my confidence, or maybe I lack it, and you started now questioning and second guessing yourself? That's the first thing that you're going to do. The second thing that I want you to do is to record yourself. And I want you to try and record your then self, your before self. So take your phone out. Excuse me. So take your phone out, hit record, and ask yourself, before I doubted myself, before I compared myself, before I second guessed everything I was saying, I was XYZ. And I want you to describe that version of you. Describe them. What did they sound like? What did they look like? And when you hear it, I want you to know that you're hearing you. That is you. Unfiltered, unapologetic, unmasked. That is you. Before everything happened, before the experiences, the journey, the doubts, before everything, that was you. And then finally, this week, I dare you. I dare you to speak up at least once. Speak up in a meeting, speak up in a presentation, ask a question, make a comment, whatever it is, I want you to speak up once. Reclaim who you were and speak from that perspective. Share your expertise, your knowledge, what you bring to the table. Not trying to be anyone else, not trying to prove to anything or anyone. Be you. And I want you to bring something to the table. Share and make that contribution. An analogy that I want to share with you is that when a flower is not blooming where you planted it, you don't blame the flower. You look and you check the environment. And sometimes when we feel that we're lacking confidence or we're losing our confidence, it's not necessarily you. Maybe it is the environment. So check your environment. And what's great about life is that you can replant yourself. You can change the people around you. You can change the environment in which you are in. You can change what it is that you watch, what you listen to, whose opinion you let affect you. You can decide that. because all of that will contribute to the way that your confidence will manifest or the way that you will shrink. And so you get to decide that. And when you do, I think you'll realize that, it's not that you were broken, it's not that you had lost your confidence, it's not that you lack it, but it was buried somewhere else. Or you lost it somewhere along the way, you forgot where you placed it, and now you are here to reclaim it. So, maybe today is not about looking for creative ways to build and to create this confidence. Maybe it's about remembering who you are. Remember who you are before the doubts, before the pain, before the experience, before the comparison started. Remember what your voice sounded like before you started whispering it in rooms where it shouldn't have been whispered. And I want you to start speaking up again. Okay. Let me know if this video was great. I'd love to hear your comments as well. Email me on info@vanessabukasa.com and I will get right back to you on any thoughts that you've had on this video or your experiences.